O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Ayanam namaskaritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati vyasam tato jayamudiraye. For reciting the stream of Bhagavad is a very means of conquest. First human being. Nashta Parayesha Padreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttanashloke Bhakira Bhavati Nishti. By rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of God, who is praised with transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. O Naganatavandasya Karanjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Miligamena Tasmai Sri Gave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance. My spiritual master opened my eyes with a torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam ulangayate giri yad kripa tamaham mande shri gurum dinatharinam. I offer my respectful obeisance to the spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen souls. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers, enables the lame to cross mountains. Hare Krishna. Prabhus, thank you so much. Now today we're looking at text number 31, 32, and 33, and we'll recite that together, and then we'll concentrate on verse 32. Are we ready to rock and roll? The chapter is entitled, The Brahman's Wives Blessed. Canto 10, chapter 23. Okay, ready to go? The Supreme Personality of Godhead replied, rest assured that your husbands will not be inimical toward you, nor will your fathers, brothers, sons, other relatives, the general populace. I will personally advise them. Indeed, even the demigods will express their approval. For you to remain in my association would certainly not please people in this world, nor would it be the best way for you to increase your love for me. Rather, you should fix your minds on me, and very soon you will achieve me. It is by hearing about me, seeing my deity form, meditating upon me, and chanting my names and glories that love for me develops, not by the physical proximity. Therefore, please go back to your homes. Hare Krishna. And we'll concentrate on 32. Everybody ready for that? Okay. Napriyate nuragaya Yanga sangun nrinamiha tanmano mayi yunjana icharan mam evapsyata na pritiyenduragaya Yanga Sango Nrinamya Tanmano Mayi Yunjana Achira Mam Apapsyata Napritenuragaya Yanga Sango Nrinamya Tanmano Mayi Yunjana Achiran Mam Avapsyata Nagaya Sandramtyaha Yunjana Achiran Mam Avapsyata Nampriyate Nuragaya Tanmano Mayi Yunjana Achiramam Avapsyata. Thank you. Na, not. Priyate, I'm sorry. Pritaye, for satisfaction. Anuragaya, for loving attraction. He, certainly. Angasangaha, physical association. Nrinam, for people. Eha, in this world. Tat, therefore. Manaha, your minds. Mayi, upon me. Yunjana, fixing. Achirat, very quickly. Mam, me. Avapsyata, you will achieve. Just 1 minute. Oh, she's gone. Okay. So, here's the translation. Let's do it together. We already read it. For you to remain in my bodily association will certainly not please people in this way. Nor would it be best way for you to increase your love for me. Rather, you should fix your minds on me. Very soon you will achieve me. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's disciples. Okay. The Lord pointed out that people in general will not appreciate a loving affair between Lord Krishna, who superficially was appearing as a cowherd boy, and the wives from the Brahmin community. Also, the Brahmin's ladies' own devotion and love would increase most efficiently in separation. In other words, it would be best all around if they continued to fix their minds on Lord Krishna, and thus went on with the process they had been practicing throughout their lives. The Lord and his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, expertly engage the Lord's devotees in different types of service so that all of them can quickly, very good, okay, quickly return to his lotus feet. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tanamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachari Shatarini. Hare Krishna Jai. And so the episode goes on, and between Krishna and his devotees. Can't get better than that. That's everything. Krishna has this special connection with his devotees, and what links the two together is devotion. Regardless of the conventions of the time, there's a remark here about, just the wives, not getting too close to everybody, of the boys and things like that. There are some, let's say, protocols, but Krishna is saying, just have your mind fixed on me. And that is a very strong message that comes through in the Bhagavad Gita, in several places. I can think in 2 places of the Bhagavad Gita, which are almost like repeated. Man mana bhava mad bhakto, madhyaji mang namaskuru, mam evaishyasi yukvaivam atmanam mat parayanaha, man mana bhava mad bhakto, madhyaji mang namaskuru, mam evaishyasi sang, what is it? Mam upahechita kunti, punarajanma nivijit. Did I get? Yes. Chapter, that's 18, and the former one was 9. So smack in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita, you have the ultimate message. Well, practically the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita is to think of me. And then 9 chapters later on, at the very end, it's just repeated. And Prabhupada did say that quite a few times, that if you want to emphasize something, you just repeat it. Usually 3 times is the best. 3 for real emphasis, to make it strong. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, 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 gatiranyata, right? So there's a few situations like that. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo, another message from the Bhagavatam about meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we touched on it yesterday. Which aspect? Well, all. And you can start, a good start is at the feet of the Lord. That's where humility lies. Also, at the feet of the Lord is basically hearing, is equated to hearing from the Guru or hearing from saintly persons, getting instructions from them and guidance and so on like that. That's equal to worshiping the lotus feet of the Lord. Is that okay? Everything starts there. And just like that verse, 1865, is really important. It in many ways summarizes the Siddhanta of Bhagavad Gita. But also, it's been pointed out that the next verse is also important. Has anybody ever read Guru Das's little rendition on the Bhagavad Gita? Guru Das is from Virginia. Well, he's a Brahminical kind of person. He's also a lawyer. I don't know. Okay. Right. Prabhu, I'm giving a class right now. Okay, Jai. That seems to be the hour. In his little rendition of Bhagavad Gita, he wants to put those 2 verses together, 65 and 66. 1866, everybody knows Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshe Shami. Is that the original text? Okay, which says, it's all about give up all varieties of religion. And does that mean we should just give up being a Protestant or being a Muslim or Hindu or Anglican? What does it really mean, give up all varieties of religion? Well, just to stretch it out, what the word dharma means, all kinds of duties and any kind of responsibility is to be put to the side and just give all attention to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Does that not sound like real surrender? The devotees were having a discussion in Australia one morning on a japa walk, And Charu Prabhu, our Charu, is from Utah. Yes, Prabhupada, he said, there's also the Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh community has their teachings, their scripture. And of course Prabhupada knows that, but somehow the conversation went in that direction. Prabhupada said, the only religion is Sarvadharman Mamikam Sharanam Vraja, which is surrender. It means to give up all designations as well. Because institutions are there to help us, to guide us, set up some kind of framework in which we can work and feel safe, and policies are to be followed. But in the long run, in the end, it's just you and God. You and God. That's all there is, Nothing else kind of needs to stand in the way. On some of the walks that I've done, I like to start early in the morning, Mangalarti time, 4:30, and most of the year it's dark at that time, like every day practically. And the advantage of starting early in the morning is that there's hardly any traffic, number one, and number two, it's dark, and so it's just you and the holy name. There's nothing else. On some of those dreary days where it rains like 8 hours a day, and it's just you, the umbrella, and the holy name. And believe me, people don't take interest in anybody who's walking outside in the rain. I think a lot of motorists just think you're a kook. You're crazy, to be walking like that and getting soaked and wet. So wouldn't that be nice? Some of us will end up in the hospital or on some bed. Most people leave dying, not standing up or not sitting up either, unless you sit on one of those chairs. And then there's a knife set in the back, and then you can't remove it. Hopefully that won't be our destiny. But it's just you and Krishna. Now, some years ago, I don't know if you were there at Sharanagati, we are having all our morning programs at Yamuna Devi's place, right? And I asked her about Akadashi, because it's sort of a pressing issue, Akadashi. Can the cooks cook, and what can they not cook? Because you might be cooking in the kitchen, and a pujari comes, oh, we can't offer this, we can't do it. Have you ever been through that kind of situation? You can't have mustard seed, you can't have cumin, you can't have this, it just really depends on the geographical location where you come from, right? Everyone's got a different ruling on it. And of course, as Prabhupada is given to us, it really, he was pretty open about it, okay? We don't eat, like say, beans and peas and whatnot, grains in general, right? So I asked her, because she's a cook, she was a cook for Prabhupada for some time, what did Prabhupada accept, in your travels, especially in India, in Gujarat, they do it like this, in Bengal, it's like that. It can be very confusing. And she said, well, Prabhupada would just accept whatever was accepted as the standard wherever he was. He wasn't fussy about it. That was her remark. And she added one more additional remark. She said that it's devotion that's important. That is emphasized, devotion. Now, somebody did offer him pasta. We had pasta, some kind of pasta yesterday. Noodles, right? And did Prabhupada like noodles? Yes. Did he like pasta?
It depends how it was cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, what she, definitely with devotion. What she said about that too, because at one point, I don't think it was in India, but somewhere else, somebody offered him some kind of pasta. It was on the plate with so many other preps, and he just kind of took his fork and turned it to the side to kind of check it out. What really is this? And he didn't seem to bother with it. I mean, it's a matter of preference when it comes to eating, anyways, right? He didn't care for broccoli. Broccoli was not a standard, preparation in India. Now it's becoming popular, but, broccoli, what's this? Gobi has been accepted, and some other people accepted Gobi. They invited it and assimilated it into the culture. But Gobi is not a, let's say, tropical veg. It's not. Nor and potatoes, yams. The sweet potatoes. They were always part of the cuisine, but not the regular potatoes that everybody loves. But somehow or other, it was accommodated. It was, okay, yeah, we're okay with it. We're okay. Maybe there was hesitation, like anything that's new. Oh, we can't have that. That's not part of the tradition. And then after a while, just people get used to things. Like the use of the harmonium, Prabhupada wasn't so fussy about the use of the harmonium, during arti or the kirtans. It was, more appropriate as bhajan, format. It was, they came as Germany, as far as I know, is the place where the keyboards, and particularly the harmonium, I'm pointing not you, it's beyond you. I think most of us like the sound, that drone effect. There's a nice resonance there. Am I right about that? Is that okay? So in India now, nobody, you go to Germany, so what's that? But this came from your country, and then in India, so everybody knows what that is. They know it as well as people know what doubles are in Trinidad. Do you know what doubles are, by the way? Doubles, 2 buns, and there's like a chickpea spread in the middle. Everybody loves doubles. You don't even belong in that country if you don't like doubles. Yes. So anyways, the emphasis is on devotion. And when you look at because we're talking about the group of people called Brahmins, what is it about them? Brahman means, like, the root word is Brahman, spirit. They're spiritual people. That's what they're supposed to be. But sometimes they might get a little bit very dogmatic and kind of orthodox, and the heart might be missing. Like, I've been to a few Hindu temples in the past, and the local pundit that's there, like, people are scared of the guy, because, he's like, Durvasa Muni, somebody like that, they're scared, because he tends to yell and tell everybody what to do. Don't have your back to to the deities. Don't do so people are, I don't know why they even go to these gatherings. Anyways, Brahman, which means spirit, is something that's embraced by Brahminical people. And if we look to chapter 18, let's go to chapter 18 one more time and look at verse number 42. I usually ask devotees who want their second initiation, write an essay based on this verse. Samodamas chapakshaucham kshantir arjavam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. Jai Hariko. But, and there's no purport to this, and there's no purport to the Kshatriya or the Vaishya or Shudra. There's no purports. Prabhupada decided not. But I guess it's self-explanatory. Let's look at this. Do you think a Brahminical person should be peaceful?
Yes.
Throw peace signs around. Peace, love, groovy, baby. Self-control. Do you think that this is an appropriate attribute to what is a Brahminical person? Yes. What about austerity? Taking less. Austerity, one way to define it is embracing inconvenience for the sake of building character. Like you go on a fast, and some of those fasts are very apropos for people who follow Brahminical kind of lifestyle. And you can also make your own commitments. I'm going to fast this day. We hear a lot of people, they fast on, Saturday or Tuesday, or so I don't know where that comes from. It doesn't come from Bhagavad Gita, but it's honorable that they do that. This is the day I'm making a commitment. I'm going to eat less. It's good for me, and I might fast altogether. And dedicate yourself. on the walks too, I dedicate every day to somebody, you know. I'm dedicating, my dear Krishna, I'm dedicating this day to so-and-so who's struggling, having surgery, blah, blah, whatever. Okay, so austerity is good, isn't it? They use this term in the social political field when everyone has to cut down on their spending, you know, because money's tight. You know, we go through it like they call it a downturn, economic downturn. Sometimes you have to tighten your belt. I remember our dear Pierre Elliott Trudeau, he's saying, okay, it's that kind of time now where you've got your big belt and you'll have to, you know, let's say open it up and, you know, have that little, you know, that hinge there that goes through the holes. You'll be able to tighten up a little bit now, you know, less substance, you know. You'll have to eat less. So austerity goes well with what is a Brahminical person. Purity, of course, chaucham, right? Purity means it's just to be clean in your habits and all that you do. Sometimes I question. I've been to like some of these South Indian places where the Brahmins, and everything starts dripping right down to the elbow, and I have to wonder, is that really Brahminical or not? Has anybody else seen that kind of stuff? They, you know, really get into it. And then tolerance, that's a real good one, you know. Prabhupada told his assistant on a plane, just we have to tolerate. That's otherwise we have no qualities. Some guys were on the same flight. They were a little bit rowdy, so Prabhupada's assistant said, you know, get to the flight attendant, can you ask them to tone down? So that flight attendant did that, right? So everything got quiet. Then it got rowdy again. And then the assistant, Prabhupada held him back and said, it's okay, don't worry about it. You know, if we don't have any tolerance, what are we made of, you know? So tolerance is important, right? It has to be. Anybody gone to India? Traffic? Is there anything you can do about it? Noise, dust, trash, everywhere, all over the place. No offense, but I do have an issue with India. I love the people, they're my favorite, but when it comes to the traffic and all the nonsense, but you have to, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to tolerate it. You have to fight it up. Oh, I can't wait to get out of here. Okay, honesty. What is honesty, by the way? Can anybody define it? Can somebody look it up? Do you want to do it? Come on, you're of that generation. Let's get going. Come on.
The quality of being honest.
That really helps out.
It is called honest.
Okay, anything else?
To be
Free of deceit and untruthfulness. Sorry.
Yeah,
Free of deceit and untruthfulness, sincere.
sincere. That's a good word. Everybody understands sincere, you know? I mean, the Rupa Goswami does talk about sincerity in the Nectar of Devotion. Also echoed by Srila Prabhupada. So to be very sincere.
Prabhupada wrote that sincerity means determination to make announcements.
Okay, yes, very good, right? Love those definitions that come out from Srila Prabhupada's mouth. Then knowledge, this is, you do swadhyaya, you study the Shastras. That's called jnanam, and then oftentimes it's called vijnanam, putting into practice. So that's how that's translated.
That's the verse we're reading in the morning.
Pardon me?
That verse we're reading in the morning, you know, all the items of knowledge.
Right.
Practically most of these things.
They're all there, yeah, great, yes. And then religiousness, all levels of, you know, being proper, you know. Anyways, dharma, that's an important word for us, you know. That's very important for us. This, you know, rupa nuga or anuraga, the transcendence, that comes later on. That's maybe the dessert. But the ginger is dharma. Dharma is simply means that you follow some principles. You get to the essence of things, which is to be, well, always. That's what Dharma means, to get to the essence of things, the Dharma. Remember Prabhupada gives that example. I was in Regina once at a library and they asked me to do a presentation and I explained what is Dharma. And we went through everything and it said, what is the Dharma of snow? And then people would answer, white or cold, whatever. What is the Dharma of chili pepper from Central America? Hot, spicy. Okay, and what is the Dharma of Saskatchewan? And what do you think it is? What do you- Wheat, yeah, flat. Well, Saskatchewan is not really that flat. When you go north, when you go the second half, or the northern half, it's quite hilly. And but wheat, they got it, wheat. Now it might be canola. Yeah, unfortunately. But I have to tell you, those canola fields are so impressive because it's all yellow. It's like one flat big yellow thing. And then there's the horizon, and like a blue sky, you know. It's really pretty, it's set against each other. Krishna's dhoti, Krishna's skin. Haribol. Okay, so Dharma is important for us. It's really important for devotees, and that translates as regulative principles, you know, regulative principles, which is really important, you know. Prabhupada, you know, he didn't rub it into us, but almost. You know Kirtamala in Montreal?
Yeah.
Kirtamala. She joined here. She was in Vancouver for a little bit. Didn't quite work out. Anyway, she has got sort of a Transylvanian accent because she comes from Eastern Europe. And she would oftentimes talk to new people. You have to follow the regular of the principles. You know, it sounded so harsh. We had to tell her, you know, Sunday feast, just be really quiet and go in the background. But we love her, of course. Sorry if you hear this, Kritamala, I do love you, okay? Hare Krishna. If somebody's recording this. I do, I really do. You're a good baker, there's a lot of good about you. So this is, transcendence will come later on. In fact, Anutama, our communications director, told me some years back, a man wrote a book, a paper, about the trouble with transcendence. The trouble with transcendence. Can you imagine what that is all about? That just means people are prematurely, you know, feigning to, or they'll say they're putting on an air. I'm very advanced, very detached, you know.
Like spiritual bypassing?
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah. Not taking the proper steps, but prematurely jumping into transcendence. It's a dangerous place to be in, and I've seen we had one devotee here, he was chanting, you know, all day long, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. It wasn't doing any service. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Can you do some service? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. And he went on like that for about 3 days straight, you know, and he was fasting too. He was not eating anything. Okay. When it came time to his determined moment for breaking the fast, plate, a mountain, prasadam, that was the first helping. The first helping. There were about 3 of those. So you have to wonder, what kind of renunciation is this anyways, right? So we recommend, like Krishna says in the Gita, Shanai Shanai, which means gradually, inch by inch, step by step, you know, centimeter by centimeter, whatever. And go at it very, let's say, in the mode of goodness instead of mode of passion. Because we've seen people jump in. Well, where'd you come from? You're so enthusiastic. How did this happen? And then one day, they're gone. They jumped out just as fast as they jumped in. Have you ever met those kind of people? Sound like a rabbit. You know, okay. So these are the natural qualities by which Brahmins operate. So we keep that in mind, and you know, our program is quite Brahminical here with Bhakti Academy. It's some of us might not have the Brahminical kind of tendencies. I think a lot of you are. I think practically all of you are, but we do have people from time to time, may not have that inclination so much, but they still follow the program and they make spiritual advancement, yeah. The world needs Brahmins, you know, like anything now to set the standards. And Prabhupada said a Brahmin can be found around every corner. So they are around, but it's our job to try to, kind of pick them, handpick them, and, try to attract them to what we're doing. And hopefully they'll come, get involved, and stay, right? So that's really at the heart of this particular episode. Let's be Brahmins. And of course, there's a whole case. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj made a big case about to be a Vaishnava is better than to be a Brahmin. Because the Brahmins can sometimes really get locked and it'll go to their head. I'm a Brahmin. Can't you see my third? Can't you see my tilak? Don't you know? There's a little arrogance that comes across. And that doesn't really fit in to Krishna consciousness. And, we look at all these particular qualities. And in the morning, those of you who are there for the Mangalarti, we do a reading and we're looking at some of the finer qualities of the Vaishnava from chapter 11. Okay, so I think we can get moving with any questions and so on like that. And just remember, the main thing is put your mind on Krishna. Which part of Krishna? All of it. And, the thing is that, well, is it the Murti? Is it the form of Krishna? Well, how about extensions of Krishna? Like people have extended families. This is my biological. One mom, one dad, and then, kids. But there's extended family, there's cousins and all these kind of things too. So when it comes to talking about Krishna, the personality Krishna, is Krishna and his paraphernalia. So everything really is an emanation of the Lord. Everything is energy output from the Lord. And so that's one thing that we can always keep in mind. Therefore, chapter 10, Opulence is the Absolute Truth, really, really help you. Can really help us to appreciate that Krishna's everywhere and he's in everything, And Prabhupada even said that the engine of a plane, the aircraft, the sound of it, that is Krishna too. So you have to really, stretch it out a little bit, And it's easy to say everything's Maya, but Maya and everything about Krishna is Maya as well. What do you think about that? So, yes.
Krishna's talking about the opulences of the absolute, and he's expressing all the really big vibhutis. And there's one place where Prabhupada quotes Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and he describes that anyone who's engaged in devotional service is vibhuti.
Mm-hmm.
That they're actually, when you read the quote, I was always
That's good stuff.
just talking about this last night.
Yes, because you had the Tuesday night group, right? How did that go?
It was good, but we found out unfortunately that there's not that great of internet connection. So it broke up a few times.
Oh, no, I see.
Because,
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good up there, yeah. I'm sorry.
A lot of Acharya, he gives a quote, and the translation is from Brahma down, all the living entities engaged in the service of the Lord are extraordinary and are called vibhuti.
Mm.
So anyone who's doing any kind of devotional service is extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow they have some that is vibhuti, obviously, towards them.
Right, yes, beautiful, yeah. There are a few sections in the Bhagavad Gita where we can start to see Krishna through all the elements and what to speak of those who are engaged in devotional service. Mm-hmm. Good. So today is kind of a special day. And we just like to get our in a certain direction. Happy birthday to